So I wanted to introduce you. Fonda, this is Jennifer. Jennifer, this is Fonda.
Hi,
Hi,
how you doing?
Fonda. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Uh,
too.
the host of the show, she just put us on, but she had the emergency that she had to tend to, and the other people are going to be late, so we just going to start it off.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you dig it?
All right.
I know what emergencies are about. Trust me.
All
Yeah.
right. So Jen, I
Yeah.
want you, I want you to start off with any questions you might have with her, for her.
Okay, I do. Oh gosh, let me put my glasses on so I can see.
I
Okay,
can't see
everybody.
nothing either, but you know what? I'm not gonna put my glass on. You know why? Because they'd be like this.
Okay, Billy. I gotta see for reading. So like I wrote like a couple things down. So like my questions were like I wanted to know what and who influenced you to start singing. You know,
My mother.
your mother.
My mother was a great singer. She sang
Okay.
better than all of us. Both of my sisters also sing. They didn't choose it as a profession. I didn't really choose it as a profession either. It's just something that happened. But my
Yeah.
mother, I say my mother.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
Great.
I'm
Very
influenced by anything that I hear, but
Oh
my
yeah.
first influence was my mother. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And I also want to know, like, who were your biggest supporters and who encouraged you to sing? Like, who like really encouraged you and had your back, like when you started singing? Like,
The funny thing about it, I don't know if I ever really was encouraged to sing because I think when I came along 10 years after my other two siblings. And so
yeah,
my parents had given them all the ballet lessons and piano lessons. I mean, we grew up with a piano here, so I had to do what I knew by ear. My
yeah.
other sisters had, a little bit of help and lessons and stuff. But when I came along, I guess they were so tired of children, they was just like, just put her in the playpen and take on the top, put her in the
Yeah,
closet. Now, they didn't do that, but I'm just saying, I was,
yeah.
they were tired of kids at that point, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I
Okay.
came along with a lot of energy and was pretty kind of bad as a
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, okay.
I was a
Well,
bad baby. I was a bad baby.
So
well, I mean, you're a
where did you
fabulous
grow up at?
singer, so you
From
turned
what
out
I hear,
wonderful.
I was a disobedient baby
Yeah.
before I
Okay.
could walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Wow. We don't. Hey, we all grew up kind of crazy. So.
We're
Um,
born. I believe we're born with the personality that we have, that we're born with.
yeah. Yeah. That's definitely true. That is so true.
Mhm.
Um. So who were your favorite like singers that um that you like coming up?
It's really hard to say who your favorite singer is because there's so many of them.
So many.
It almost
Yeah.
wouldn't be fair to pick out a few of them.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm influenced by everything that I hear, and I kind of like them all. If they're good, they're an influence. If they're not, you know what I mean. I mean, you
Yeah.
talk about Barbra Streisand and Chaka Khan and Aretha Franklin, and I like Phil Collins. I like Journey. I like Led Zeppelin. I like all kinds of.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
rocker.
Yeah. I got you.
I like some jazz. I actually, my voice is probably more suited to sing jazz, but really, for some reason, I never wanted to sing jazz, but I can sing it like at the drop of a dime.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I
It's
love
probably
that.
better than anything else, but I want to holler.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
Jen,
now and you know what? I noticed that Fat Rat was like sampled on, a few, I didn't know like a few artists had sampled. Like, and I did some research. So Grand Poobah, it was a few others. So I was very surprised,
Yeah,
to
because
find that out.
I'm kind of underground,
Yeah.
which is kind of good for me because I don't really like that fame factor.
No, no, I got you on that. But over like a Fat Rat was like, you know what I mean? That's that's a classic. So
That's what they
for
say.
me
I mean,
anyway.
You know, entertainers, they put entertainers on a pedestal of God.
Yeah, yeah, they do. They expect so much of y'all, you know. So
Hey,
You know,
Jen,
I get it.
did you know that Eric B and Rakim sampled, like, got the
Yeah,
bass
Eric.
line?
Yep, I saw that too. Eric B and Rakim. I did. Yep, I saw that.
and that was produced by Lee Roy Burgess and who else? Marquise, you know all the answers to everything.
That's your
Yeah,
song. I don't know.
I know he
Patrick
does.
Adams or something?
Huh?
What, Patrick Adams, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I worked with Patrick Adams, but Leroy, he didn't write Fat Rat though.
Oh, see, I don't know. That's your song, child.
He
I
wrote,
don't
I
know.
think he co-wrote Touch Me, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You remember Touch Me, Jen? That was lovely too.
Yeah, Touch Me. Mm-hmm.
You know, what's strange about it is that really never charted. It charted in, you know, with some weird political stuff behind it. I ended up doing it and I wasn't supposed to do it, come to find out, because, you know, I was signed to another label. So when it came out, the people that put it out, they really weren't thinking in terms of that was going to be something that was going to be detrimental to me. But in any event, they snatched it off the charts, but for some reason it kept going, even though it wasn't charting, you know. So I mean, I guess that's why it's got the hits it's got on it today. But
Nobody would have did it better though. Nobody would have did it better.
well, I mean, you know, that I can't say that. You know, I can't say that. I can't judge that somebody else wouldn't do something that's good, if not better. You know what I mean?
We as fans,
Yeah. We
Got
can say that
matter
though.
matter of opinion and different perspective, you know?
Yeah.
So
But the girl that sung it, well, I'm talking about Fat Rat now. The girl that sung Fat Rat originally, she had a phenomenal voice. Phenomenal.
I
I
didn't
don't
know
know why she didn't want to do it. She sounded great on the record. You know,
Really?
much better than me, I'll be honest with you. She didn't want to do it.
Really?
She didn't want to do it.
Who was it?
She was actually, I forgot her name, but she was Jocelyn Brown's cousin. I think she was Jocelyn Brown's first cousin, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Wow,
Oh,
I didn't know
okay.
anybody else. Okay.
And for all the listeners, we're talking to Fonda Rae, who is a R&B. I'll call you a superstar because you got hits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got Over Like a Fat Rat, Touch Me, Jennifer. You remember Deputy of Love?
Deputy of Love. Yeah.
That's her too.
Yeah.
So,
Like I said, I did my research. Like I was like, you know, but like I said, Over Like a Fat Rat was like my favorite. So, you know.
I hear you.
So
well, I think you're gonna like the next one's coming though, because you know.
Really?
My partners keep telling me, when you gonna, I want to do, we want to use it for the radio show. No, we want to do this one. It's like, you know, I'll release it when you know, when it's where I, you know, sometimes things take a minute to get where they're at, and I'm never satisfied. But it's there.
Let me ask you another question. Because okay, let me ask you this, Jennifer. Did you ever hear the song when you was doing your research called "Hey Yo Ba"?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, I want you to tell me the roots to that song and what "Hey Yo Ba" means, and I'm gonna send it to you, Jen. It's lovely.
Okay.
Well, you know, from what Freddie tells me, because he wrote the music, he wrote most of it. I just put my 2 cents in it on the some of the vocals, but Hey Yo Ba, he said something about it had a Santa Maria beat, which I don't know if they use it in this spiritual stuff or whatever, which I'm not really into getting into, because you know how I feel about that kind of realm. But
get her started.
It's called Hey Yo Ba actually means Jehovah.
Okay.
It means Jehovah.
And sometimes I wonder about my life. Maybe everything is meant to happen. You know, everything's meant to happen. Because I was talking to Marquise earlier, because in the last 10 years I've been going through like paranormal kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason why I did that song was I don't know, Jehovah's a protector some kind of way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
But was it ever released? Was that song ever released?
yeah, it was released, but you know what the thing is that people didn't know what Hey Oh Bah meant, and they really couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
That was released right after Touch Me, and we had that discrepancy though, so they didn't really put anything behind it because they was kind of mad at me at that point.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's kind of what happened with that. But I mean, I have people still to this day say they love that song, but they don't know there's a spiritual thing behind that song.
And
Wow.
Freddie had the nerve to say it ain't finished.
We're not going to talk about him today.
So go ahead, Jen. I'm sorry. I just wanted to chime in. Go ahead, Jen. I'm sorry.
I just had a few questions. I mean, I didn't have like a whole lot. Like, you know,
Okay,
like
so
you just said a couple. You said a couple questions, Marquise. Like,
all right. So I want you to tell me about the radio show you said you about to start.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you the name of the station because right now I'm new with it and I don't remember the name of the station. I know that's terrible, but I'm doing something with a station in California with some of my business partners, and I'm trying to put that show together now. I let Marquise hear the beginning for the coming into the show, and he's so critical, so he said yay, so I guess it's all right, you know.
Nah, it's perfect. It's a perfect intro song. It's perfect.
Okay.
How long did it take you to do?
I mean, some things take you boom real fast, and other things take you a long time because you're trying to get into a certain kind of thing with it. So that's not long.
Yeah, but this is perfect.
Sometimes you can throw together like 10 tracks in like 2 hours. You know, and then other times you take a year or 2 years, 4 years on one track. So, you know, you never know.
Yeah.
That's true. So which one of your songs are your favorites? Because I remember you saying you was tired of performing Fat Rat and everything. But what is your favorite song of yourself?
You get tired of playing the same old stuff and same old 3 songs and whatever.
Yeah.
What my favorite song in terms of what?
No, your favorite song that you made.
Mm-hmm.
That I did?
Yes. And it could be something.
Probably the songs that I did, that I wrote, that are my favorites are probably so political that somebody else wouldn't. You know, this might be too political. But I also have a song that we're going to be releasing in a minute called "You Make Me Feel the Way I Want to Feel." It's really kind of like it's about, you know, love and stuff like that. But it's nice. It's nice.
Okay.
It's real nice, man.
And
everybody's begging me to put. They said, "No, yeah, I'm begging you put that. You know, put it out." I will. We're working on it, but I have a lot of stuff. Like
I like to hear that political stuff, though.
Yeah, I got a song about drugs, "Fly High." You know, it talks about, you know, what happens, how easy it is to get into hard drugs. You know, I mean, I can talk about it because I've been there, done that. I didn't get into. Well, yeah, I got into some drugs that was hard, but I never was hard myself into it. In other words, I've indulged in it, but I knew somewhere along the line, because I feel like I've been protected somewhere along the line with God, that I knew there was a time that I had to pull away from it. Because, you know, there's a thing called self-love, and like my art is more, and I'm not talking about music, I'm talking about other stuff that I do. I mean, I can give you, this is one of my pieces that I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that because Jen, she's real talented. She makes furniture, everything.
My disco. Wow. Yeah. Nice. So I'm working on. I do a lot of different, you know. That is my. And you know, when you're getting high, you can't do all.
No, that messes with your flow of everything, your creative flow. It does.
You can't do what? You're I don't know if I can see you or you can see me. Can you see me, or you see him? I don't. Yeah, but you know, that's how it is. You think you can, you know, even people think they go to the studio, they start drinking, and now they're coming out with some good music. That works for a minute.
Yeah. But yeah,
you start getting to the point where you are addicted to anything, whether it be it's alcohol I won't even mix that herb up in there because that's almost another kind of thing. But that alcohol, that cocaine, that heroin, those hard drugs, when you start having to do those to do music, that's when it stops working.
Yeah.
You need
that makes sense because you got to depend on it.
Because you're not getting that creative thing out really because it's the devil's advocate.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's true.
And I also wanted to ask you because I know you got a lot of house music, and I know in Europe.
Who told you that?
I've heard some house music stuff from. I'm not saying recent, but I've heard some house music things that you showed that I heard from you.
Yeah, I hear house music, but that's not my thing, really, right?
No, but the songs are lovely. That's what I'm saying. The songs they real nice. And I know some of them were.
But it's a compliment coming from you.
Why you keep saying that?
Because you're one of those people that are not going to smile in your face if you don't like something. That's why.
Oh, okay, cool. But I know they were,
sometimes.
I know they were good. Made more noise in Europe than in America. So this is what I wanted to ask you.
Wait a minute, hold on, stop. You mean the ones I did before or the stuff that I made personally myself?
Well, I don't know the ones that you made. I just know I had some house music CDs and songs from you, and they were lovely, and I don't remember hearing them here. I don't, but I know they were played overseas. So do you get the same love overseas as you do here, or vice versa?
I'm like this. When I walk in a place and I'm positive, no matter whether I'm performing or I'm not performing, I get love. If I walk in a place and I'm hyper and I'm like, then, I got people coming at me to say, so, whether it's I'm on stage or I'm off stage, I get love from people because I love people. Mm-hmm. But then there's times where I might walk in a place where me, I'm like, you know what I mean? And people are like, whoa, who do you think you are? And I'm like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I get love from people from Europe, but I haven't really been to Europe a lot. So for me to say about how that market is, I've never been booed off the stage in Europe. They've always clapped, but and they've always shown me love. But do they love me to death? I don't know.
Oh, but I might ask you to send me some of them house music songs because I don't know what I did with them, but they were one song.
No, they got them online. You talk about living in ecstasy, probably, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. That sounds familiar, but I don't know if that's the one I'm talking about. But it sounds familiar. But we'll talk about that. You like house music, Jen?
I love house music. I love house music. Like I love a lot of genres of music. Like I love a lot of genres. Like, yeah, house music. I used to love it. I don't listen to it now, but when they play the old school stuff, I love it. I'm
trying to think. I think my ear gears more towards the new wave house music, the digital.
Yeah.
I think I kind of like that spaz out music. Like that's kind of more my head if I'm gonna get into house music.
So let me ask you this, Fonda. So who's the producer of your new projects? If you can reveal that.
Me and some other people that I'm working with. Not just me. Well, all right, I'm working on my stuff. I'm producing my stuff, but I also have tracks I'm doing with a guy named Moses. And how that happened is a friend of mine from California called and found me, I guess, and played me this track, and it to me was phenomenal. So I got down on. He said he had given it to a few people, and nobody could come up with something on it. I said, well, if nobody else come up on something, well, I don't know what makes you think that I can come up with something. Nobody else come up with it, but yeah, we came up with it's called Hood, In My Hood. Okay. But to me, it's nasty. It's nasty. It's just that's another one that we're gonna be releasing in the future. Yeah.
Now you said that's nasty. Now that's old school. I ain't hear nobody say that in the long.
No, it's not old school. It's not old school. All right, maybe that's old school saying it's nasty.
That's what I'm talking about. Nasty. Wow. So how do you feel, Miss Fonda Rae? How do you feel about the music business? Well, first of all, how long have you been in the music business? Approximately.
I don't know, maybe since 1979.
Okay, 1979. So how are your feelings towards it? Is it the same as the music business now? Do you feel the same about it, or you could care
I
less?
never liked the music business. Come on, the music business is unfair, corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically that's all I got to say about it. It's unfair to artists and it's corrupt. And I never really cared about that because I never been, you know me, I never cared about money because for some odd reason, God has always, money always rolled through the door no matter when, what, not a lot, but enough. And I'm cool with just enough.
I hear you. So what do you like about the music business though?
I don't like nothing about the music business. What I like about music is I love music and I grew up doing music and I could do music and never have to even go nowhere, even nobody even have to hear it. That's my love for music. The music business is another story.
You don't like nothing about the music business? Nothing at all? Not even the love that you get from people that you never
Oh,
even
we're not
met?
talking about, you asked me about the music business. You didn't ask me about the people.
Asked about performing. You didn't ask about performing for her fans, like how you
you
feel about performing for your fans.
Well, it's the same thing. It's
No.
the same thing.
No, it's
isn't it?
not. It's not.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Because the music business is the people that take all the 90% and give you the 1% of royalties, while they give some of the producers maybe 5%, and then they take some other 4%. Who knows what the hell they do with that expression. So that's the music business. Music, being a musician, is another story.
Yeah.
See, people that are looking for fame want to be in the music business. I wasn't looking for fame. I was actually hanging out somewhere with my sister. I must have been 17, 18 years old. I was going through a weird time. And what happened was she had this friend that lived on Riverside Drive that was having this get together that night. And they had mentioned that I could sing. And they said, go on, sing. And I was like, oh, Lord, here we go again. They're going to make me sing again like they did in school, in elementary. And I started singing, and the guy said, oh, I got a gig for you. You know, he was sweet, which had nothing to do with anything. He said, I got a gig for you. And I was just like, okay. And next thing I know, it was in Italy. So that's kind of how that happened. Now I got in the music industry. It really wasn't like anything I was really pushing and getting my demos together and getting this together so I could be a star. No. I never looked in the mirror as a little girl and danced in the mirror and said, I'm going to be a star when I get older. I'm just going to be so fat. My mother my mother was real religious, and that was something that was kind of a no-no. She was even, me and my mother went through a weird, I could say a dark period because, you know, I was putting on the red lipstick and putting on the hot pants and putting on the eyelashes and sneaking out the door, and she was sticking her head out the window and yelling. She wasn't a yeller, but, you know, she had to be loud enough to tell me to bring my tail back home and make me take them pants off, going sneaking out in the morning with school, and make me take that lipstick off and them eyeglasses. I'm not eyeglasses and that other stuff. And then I get to school and put it back on. So, you know the deal. You know how teenagers do and what goes on with that. So she was kind of against the vanity thing.
Okay. But how did she feel when she heard her daughter on the radio?
You know what my mother said to me? One thing that sticks out to me about what my mother, she never said anything about she was proud of me and that, because my mother wasn't really into my mother. You know, you didn't know my mother, right? You meet my mother? No. My mother was a very religious person. I come to find out she was a minister. I found that out through some paperwork I looked through after she died. But my mother told me this one thing. She said this one thing to me that always stick with me through anything I do. She says, never think you're above God.
Mm-hmm. So she never showed any emotions through your success? Like, oh, you never talked about it, like in the car, like, I heard you on the radio today, baby. You know, none of
that. That's not a big issue. Those are not that important in life as far as
your father. How did your father react? Like when
They
you,
never said anything to me about it. If they felt any way about it, they never said anything to me about it. My father might have said something to his friends. Oh yeah, that's my daughter. I don't know.
right?
Wow.
They never put me on a pedestal because of it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, that's cool. It kept you grounded. That's good.
They never put
And
me
you
on a
still
pedestal.
get love to this day. You like a magnet when you go out.
I don't know about all of that, but
You
you
know
know.
what I mean?
Sometimes when I go out and I'm bumming, and sometimes that's purposely.
Well, I don't mean because
I don't want nobody coming to me, so I look like a bum.
oh well, that's a strategy,
And
huh?
it keeps. Let me tell you something.
Oh, I
It
remember.
keeps them away. It keeps them away. Got my old raggedy hole here.
You
Yeah.
put your hat down.
Jacked up hairdo.
Mhm.
Oh, they stay away.
10 different colors.
Yeah.
Listen, stripes and plaids and flowers. You can mix those together if you know what I mean. There's a way artistically to put all those together, but there's a way to put together tacky too. I know how to do that too.
You want to keep them away, you know what I mean? Go unnoticed, you know, hey.
Don't make me have to get one of those things that they put on their head. Got to make it look like some other person, you know, when they did the Nutty Professor thing. They had that, you know, that was a mask he had on to make it look like he had all that neck. You know,
I was watching that today.
You know, the thing is, like, I think about Michael Jackson sometime, and I feel kind of bad to feel that he felt that it was necessary to have to live up to anybody's expectations on any level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I think in the music business, that's what happens to entertainers. Like, they get so insecure about the next record, and they have to live up to that stardom expectation. No. Because a hit comes from something that's a heartfelt thing. And if you're in it because now you have a hit, but now you're ready to have another hit because you want successful so bad, it doesn't always come like that.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You know?
True. So Fonda Rae, you're a singer, you're an artist. And when I say artist, I mean, like I said, I know you make furniture, you make clothes. You're the one that taught me, like, if the colors are very, very similar and you can't look at it, I mean, you can't tell, just put them next to each other. And I use that method to today, and it works. So you're a singer, you're an artist.
But you know what? Let me say this too. When it comes to that, it depends on the material it's on too, because you could take some black dye and dye one material with the same dye, and take another material and dye that material, and they could come out totally different, even though they're both black.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't even think of that angle. So how are you in your spiritual world, if you don't mind me asking? Because you mentioned
spiritual world. Well, we talked about that earlier about the spiritual world. How am I in my spiritual world? I'm already, because I know that I'm in the spiritual world because I'm a being inside of this body. See, that's the spiritual world people don't understand, is that they're a being.
Yes.
A spiritual being inside of a body.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get caught up on the body. They keep trying to tell people, don't get caught up on your body. Keep your spirit right, because that's finally what, if people that believe, though, it's only for people that believe. That's finally what you're going to be judged on.
Mm-hmm. You can chime in.
What's in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Not how pretty and cute and how big your can we talk for real on here? Not how pretty your face and big tits and asses. That's not what's going to save you in the spiritual world.
It's sure not.
You know?
Do you mind getting personal?
Go on. You always do I mind if you get personal?
Yeah, ask a personal question. Maybe you don't want to share it, or maybe it's spiritual, you know.
You know me, I'll tell you if I don't want to share it. I ain't got no shame in my game, you know that.
What about how do you feel about the paranormal?
How do I feel about the paranormal? Well, we talked about that before.
Spirits.
I have my paranormal experiences. How do I feel about the paranormal? Let me just say this: through my research, through the biblical research that I've done, through archaeology research that I've done, through the cryptozoology, for psychology, you name it, the ologies, you know. From what I gathered, everything is real. Anything that you could ever think of has been or will be real. Now, in the Bible, it says there's nothing new under the sun. So if there's nothing new under the sun and you believe the Bible, then that means that anything you could think of is real.
Well, not necessarily anything you can think of, but
why not?
Because that's two different things. Because I can think of something.
You can't even think of what's in the universe.
Okay.
Your mind is so small compared to the universe, you can't even think of what's in the universe. Let's put it that way.
I agree, but I do know what a myth is and what is a myth and what isn't a myth. I know Bigfoot.
Let me say you I can't hear you.
Unicorns don't exist, but I'm just
how you know?
Because I know it doesn't. I mean,
well, listen, does it mean because you haven't seen something that's not real?
No, but
okay, so are there things that you haven't seen that are real?
Oh, of course. There's a bunch of
different.
You
talked about this earlier about ghosts.
There's a bunch of different.
See, you don't believe there's ghosts, but if you believe in Jesus, now listen to this. If you believe in Jesus, then you know that the spirit world is real because it is documented when they went into the stone, whatever he was in, and opened the door to go get him or whatever they opened, he wasn't there. And when they walked out, he was standing there in the spirit with his hands open with holes in his hands and they could see right through him. What's that?
I don't know. I will have to.
But if you believe in the Bible, say you believe in Jesus.
I believe in ghosts. Shoot.
Let me tell you, man.
You believe
I had an experience with something.
I believe in ghosts and spirits. I believe in them. No.
Well, I had break something in my house one day. I was in the bathroom down in Glenwood. I was in the bathroom. I was brushing my hair. I was in the bathroom. It was 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll never forget. And I heard an explosion. And I knew the explosion wasn't outside the apartment because you could hear it was inside the apartment. You know, you can hear when something's, you know, like when you hear your phone ringing, it's under something, you know it's around, but you don't know where it's under, where it's at.
Yeah.
And when I went into the room, I looked all over, I couldn't find what the hell happened. What was that explosion? That was a little strange. And when I walked over, it was a lamp. It wasn't even plugged into the, wall. It just blew up all over the place. That was one paranormal experience I had.
I'm out of there.
But why do you consider that? Why does paranormal?
Well, okay, well, I considered that paranormal because before that day, I was having paranormal experiences. You know, before that day, I was having strange stuff like I told you, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't care who hears this.
Oh yeah.
I saw fairies. Okay, I saw fairies.
Okay.
And I saw them in Yonkers. That's the weird thing about it. I saw that one time in my life. And I don't care who thinks I'm crazy. I really could care less. I tell you, I was getting ready. You know, Jazz, my friend Jazz lived up the street, right?
Yeah, I know him, but you forgot to add something.
House. I was going to his house, and when I was at his, put my foot up on his stoop, and these things flew in front of me. You know, you got to walk all the way up to to get to the back of his house to go up this thing. And when I said, you know, because I thought they were like bees or something, right? So I went back so that I could get out their way. But when I went back, I looked because I wanted to make sure I could see them where I knew I had to go. And when I opened my eyes and looked at them, I couldn't believe my eyes. And the funny thing about it, they like flew right away after I saw them. Now, they were little humanoids, okay? Now, I don't care if somebody says, oh, she's bugging me. Y'all know she's got...
because I watch a show, like I watch shows like that. So it's nothing new to me. Like it don't, like this type of stuff don't like surprise me. Do you get it? Like, yeah, you talking to the right.
It surprised me because I never was into no paranormal. Now, Marcy, you know me for years. Have you ever heard me talk about any paranormal stuff?
No, I haven't. Not so recently.
Never. And then I started getting footage of UFOs. And then I got a being on my camera, like something came up like a tissue and it turned into a body. And then, wait a minute, I got this on camera now. And then one day, because now I'm feeling like Sherlock Holmes and Nosy Wosy, you know, the old Nosy Wosy lady looking out the window. So I set my camera up on the 21st floor at 1 Glenwood. I put the camera on it and left it on all day. I mean, for as long as it would go for, like it went for like an hour and a half. And I went and did what I was doing in the apartment. I came back and said, I'm gonna look at this footage. There's something going on in the universe. I need to see what's going on. If anything's weird, because I've been having these experiences. Sure enough, I go on, you know, on the Mac, you can go like that to get the, you know, to see it, whether something's in the frame. You can go like that to see if something's in the frame when you're working with film or sound, anything. Like when you work on sound, you go and you go back, you know, does something like that. But anyway, sure enough, across the river from 1 Glenwood Avenue in Yonkers, there's a cloud that is made like this that comes and shoots up out of the woods across the river into the sky. Can you all tell me what the heck was that?
I can. After you tell me what you was drinking before you saw that.
Okay, wait. What?
See, that's the kind of, see, listen,
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
The reason why women don't come forward and say, oh, so-and-so raped me.
I'm just
kidding.
kidding.
This is the reason why people don't come forward and say what they need to say about what time it is, because we get that.
But you know, I'm just kidding.
So it was like a UFO, like it was yeah, it was some sort of a, you know what I mean, UFO.
I'll give you Marquise. I told you I was going to send you 2 days ago to have on Fox News. You know, Marquise said to me, I said, Foxy, oh, well, Mark, oh, I'm not going to say what you said about Fox News. I'm not going to get you in trouble, but Fox News.
What I said about what?
No, we talking about Marquise now, so I ain't going to say it. But
No,
Fox News had on the news the other day that they were seeing a UFO, the Pentagon. Now listen to this, the Pentagon, okay? Verified, Marquise. I'm talking Marquise now. The Pentagon verified.
Okay. But again, I just want to make it clear.
What makes us so proud? Let me just say this about human beings. What makes us so proud and so arrogant to think that we the only thing that could walk on 2 things that got some brains?
We not the only thing in this universe. We not. We not. That's believable.
I respect your views.
I want you to look something up. It's called, I think it was Ariel School in Zimbabwe. 60 daggone children when they had a break the teachers went one place, the kids went outside. 60 MF children testified that they had a spaceship came down from the sky and some 3 people came out that were not normal people. They looked like people, but they weren't normal people. And they didn't say anything, they said. And today they're older and they're saying the same thing. They said they came out the spaceship and they looked and they were scared, they said, because their eyes were huge. They had huge eyes. They said, don't take my word for it. Go look it up. The Harvard psychologists went to interview the children. They said that it didn't say anything to them, but it looked at them and said that we're destroying the earth.
Okay, because people astronauts go up in space to see if there's life on other planets. So I mean,
they're not telling you what they're seeing.
You never know. They
don't tell you what they're seeing. They're whistled because they're told not to tell. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you something. I know you might think I'm crazy, but I want y'all to look this up. Jesus is here. I don't care. So they can say, "Oh, here we go, another Jesus freak." Whatever. I want anybody, if anybody's listening to this, I want them to go type in UFO in Israel news. Because where it's called the Rock of the Dome, or the Dome of the Rock, I forget which one it is. It's the temple in Israel that the Palestinians and the Jewish can't seem to get their crap together and keep fighting over. They can't seem to share the land they ain't gonna never own really, because they're gonna die and somebody else gonna own it. They can't get it together, have peace right here. While that they gotta start war. Both of them have to go to war and start killing children all around the place. Okay, but this is the deal. If you go and you type that in and you watch that, you'll see they have 5 different camera angles. It's on the news. A light was in the sky. It comes down from, and in the Bible, Jesus says he's going to return there. Okay? This light comes down on, this is reality. This is not fiction now. It is science fiction, but it's reality. Comes down on the rock of the dome. And then when it gets on the rock of the dome, you could see, from one person's angle, you could see wings of light on the top of the dome. And then it shoots back up into space. What the heck was that?
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Got me. What do you think?
I keep putting it on Facebook for people to wake the F up. Nobody's waking up. Instead, they want to do the pump on the booty dance. You better get yourself together, because something's going on this earth and it's paranoid. I want you all to look up something else. Now, mankind is messing with black matter. They're messing with black matter over there at CERN, CERN. You ever heard of that?
I haven't.
No.
Okay. CERN is a place where they're messing with time travel.
Oh yeah.
Don't take my word. Listen, I don't want anybody to ever take my word for anything. Never. This is what I say to anybody. Never take anybody's word for anything. Do your own research. Somebody said to me recently online, you did, Marquise. I think you said, well, show me. When I was telling you about the Bible said about witchcraft, you kind of didn't agree with me. But then I thought that I was sending you, because there's another Marquise Merrill that I sent all the information to. I was like, here it is. I know you're the guy who's saying, who the heck is this information about the Bible? Who is this heifer? But I sent it to you just now, some of the information. It's all through the Bible about witchcraft and what's going on with that and why it's forbidden.
Okay.
And it's a reality. And I'm not going to mention no organizations right now. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want nobody to get mad at me because I said this and I said that, which not really, I really don't care. But, I'm going to be nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be nice. But, because I do care about people's feelings, and I do feel that people have a right to worship and anything they want. But be careful what you worship. That's all I say to anybody is be careful what you worship and what doors you open up. Because you may not think you're opening up a door, but you'd be surprised what can come out the wall.
I agree. So when you have your radio show, first of all, do you know a launch date for your radio show?
Huh?
Do you have a launch date for your radio show?
No, because we didn't even put it all together. They're kind of they want me to get it together because I think they know that it's going to be kind of I think they got a feeling about where we can go with the show, but I'm not going to be able to talk about this kind of stuff at least right now on it because they don't, they're a non-profit radio station, sort of like a WBAI.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like,
yeah, sort of like that. So I know that some of the topics that I would love to talk on, I'm not going to be able to do that on there, but we are working on another show that we're doing that is going to be about everything. You name it. We're talking about it all.
So hopefully by the summer you'll be going and you'll be in the kick of things by the summer.
I'll be in the zone.
All right. Well, do you have any more questions, Miss Jennifer Good?
No, I don't.
All right. Well, Fonda Rae, I want to thank. Is there anything more you'd like to say, Fonda? Miss Wood?
I have nothing else really to say.
Okay, well, I don't want to keep you too long on a Friday night, but I want to thank you for your insight. I want to thank you for sharing about your personal beliefs and your music business. And
not beliefs, facts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Oh, the facts. Okay, I respect that.
Yes, and, thank you so much, Fonda. Thank you, and thank you, Marquise, for introducing me to Fonda Rae, and
thank you for being here.
And allow me to be a part of it. Yes.
And thank you for
amazing.
accepting.
What do you do? What do you do?
What do I do? Right now I'm just hustling. Like I'm kind of creative myself. Like I do a little bit of, I sell clothes. I make a little bit. I make a little bit of jewelry right now. I'm dabbling in a little bit of kind of construction work right now.
Okay.
I'm doing a
It
little
sounds
bit
like
of,
up my alley, so we might be able to work together on some projects in the future. I'm working on a few.
yeah.
Different, I just
Yeah,
Y'all do the same thing.
I
Y'all
got a
do the
t-shirt
same thing.
printer. I've got equipment and stuff, so we can ready to do a few different things. So, we'll keep in touch and maybe we can,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm like that. Everything kind of chick. So
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, and thank you again, Fonda, for sharing your experience. Once again, this is Fonda Rae, the R&B legend, superstar, everything woman. You dig? And good luck on your upcoming radio show. Good luck on your upcoming music. And when will you? One more thing before we leave. When will you think that you'll be releasing your latest project? Give or take.
I say probably by the middle of summer.
Okay, that's not too far away. That's only maybe 2 months.
Not too far away.
Do you have any featured artists on there that anybody would that anybody would know? Do you have any featured artists?
And, not now. I mean, I don't have a problem with having featured artists, but I'm kind of in my own world. So unless it's the people that I've been working with doing tracks and stuff like that, I haven't really. I kind of been in my own little shell, But I don't have a problem working with other artists. It's just that I don't know.
I hear you. Well, who knows what this future holds?
I think it's cool to use other artists. I just think that other artists have an idea when they have another artist who's going to help their project. I'm not looking for music for that. I'm not looking for somebody to get on because I want to hit. I do it because I love what I do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
More like that.
That makes sense. All right. Well, thank you again, ladies, and maybe you two will link up and build and create something. Who knows?
Yeah.
You
I'm
both
here.
That would be lovely.
Okay.
That would be
You
amazing.
got our work hard things, so you can hook us up. You know what I mean?
All right. So thank you and good night. And
Okay. Good night.
be in
Good
touch.
night, Fonda.
Yeah, okay. It's nice seeing both of
Nice
you.
meeting you.
You too.
All right. I'll be
All
in
right.
touch.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye.
Later.